Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video and also leave a comment. Tell me what your favorite cryptocurrency is and why. I think that about does it. Hear me out here. Like really hear me out here. At the time of me making this video, I think that Ethereum is about to skyrocket. I know, listen, any price movements, I think they're about to be eclipsed. I don't know for certain because I'm not a psychic, but hear me out. So, one of the main issues with Ethereum, why am I doing this? With Ethereum ETFs in the last year, half a year, give or take how long we've had them, has been the idea of staking. Without giving you the hour-long explanation, Ethereum used to have the same mechanisms as Bitcoin. It changed to proof of stake. You no longer need thousands of computers to be able to create new Ether. You have to have Ether to make Ether. You basically put it into the machine, you hit a couple buttons, and you go bake. And then it basically creates new Ether. Simplified version. The issue has been that when we got Ethereum ETFs, they were cool, but they weren't like cool. So one of the key factors, and this was halted instantaneously by Gary Gensler, who's no longer the head of the SEC, is the idea that you would be able to stake your Ether through the actual ETFs. When ETFs for Ethereum launched in Hong Kong, it made major headline news. Do you remember why? Because those ETFs were staking their Ether. So by you or anyone else or any corporation holding shares of the ETF from the company who was buying actual Ethereum, they were getting a return on their ETF. So not only were you as a company essentially watching the price of Ethereum rise, all those coins weren't just kind of sitting there. They were taken out of the circulating supply, thrown into the computer, baked into it, and by holding that ETF, you received a literal return on your money for doing absolutely nothing. It's an astronomical amount of passive income. That's one of the magical things about crypto, and this is why we keep hearing news about staking Bitcoin. Because when you can stake your Bitcoin on chain or on another chain or DeFi or through Coinbase or whoever's going to get to it first, by simply holding the Bitcoin, especially if you have a Bitcoin ETF and they're staking it, you get passive income for doing absolutely nothing. That's been one of the issues with Ethereum recently. As the ETFs have accumulated a very large amount of Ethereum, they have not been, at the time of me making this video, have not been allowed to stake it because of Gary Gensler. That was one of the prerequisites for actually allowing these through. Every application had the word staking in it, and then they all had to refile. Remember, we were like, hey, might take a while. They all had to refile, and they all took out the word staking. Apparently, Joseph Lubin, who's one of the co-founders of Ethereum, said, we've been in discussions with ETF providers and they're already working on it. We're expecting that to be greenlit relatively soon. Apparently, ETFs that hold Ether within the United States of America are going to be able to stake their Ether. Part of what causes Ether's price to rise is locking it away. In the very beginning, we had around 2% of all Ether was actually staking. That went to 16%. The last we heard, I don't know what the numbers are now. The last we heard was 24%. 1 in every 4 coins was being staked. If these ETFs continue to buy up hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars worth of Ether every single day as they've been doing, and then they lock all those coins up, and we get in the news that 50, 60, 70% plus of all Ether is now locked away because of the ETFs, I think the price would logically pump. There's a lot of speculation currently that Ethereum, hear me out here, the people are saying, the people are saying they're expecting a $10,000 to $14,000 Ether over the course of this cycle. This would change everything instantaneously, not even from the perspective of just the ETFs, because a lot of times we're pushed in the corner to believe that the ETFs are the only things that matter, but also from like normal investors who are looking for like a literal passive return. They would see the price rising because of the ETFs. They would begin to buy themselves. There's also rumors. Well, we know one. I think it's Bhutan. For those of you who missed that news, Bhutan, the country, has added Ethereum and Binance Coin to their like reserve. So they have a Bitcoin reserve, and now they've added two other coins. It's Ethereum and Binance Coin as well, tying directly into this news. And I don't think that it's random by any means. A bank called Post Finance, a Swiss state-owned bank, has announced that they are opening up, guess what? They're opening up staking, Ethereum staking for their customers. The bank has announced their offering of Ethereum staking and their plans to extend the service to other cryptocurrencies in the future. I really think, now if you get a chance, look this up yourself, ascertain this for whatever you need to do. Staking is going to be, staking is the equivalent to dividends, but staking is going to be bigger than dividends, especially as you now have the chance in this current reality to be able to buy more crypto than the actual. So you know how like a lot of times you hear that these companies and corporations like have like a lot of like dividend stocks and stuff like that? I think we're at the point in crypto where the average person, and very few people will take this chance, but the average person has the chance over multiple years to accumulate enough of these coins to actually make proper passive income from them in the future. And I think that's also something that's not, this isn't spoken about like quite often, or people miss the point. A lot of people in crypto are very focused on price go up, I cash out. As opposed to, we've gone over the whole long-term holding thing. We're not going to do it again. But I think what people are missing is, if we get to a $10,000 Ether, we're going to see a $35,000 Ether. We're going to see a $100,000 Ether at some point. And all these coins, I mean, you can throw out other names there as well. You can even throw in Cardano and yada, yada, yada. But I think that people are missing the full spectrum of what all of this actually is. Not only is it money, but it's passive money. It's never having to work again money. And that's what usually, like, I think a lot of people actually end up missing. On top of that, also in the news, I think people just like to cause trouble for whatever reason. There were some discrepancies within the Ethereum Foundation, but people have been doing this, now that I think of it, have been doing this for like a year and a half. I think people are bored. The Ethereum Foundation, for those of you who haven't been keeping track, basically they own a huge amount of Ether. Surprise, right? The Ethereum Foundation owns Ether. Every now and again, they have a public address and they do with it as they so choose. Recently, they sold, as far as we know, 100 Ether. And I'm going to try and be nice here. It has the numbers. Give me a second. They sold 100 Ether. And even the website says that they offloaded because it's meant to sound like something terrible. How could they? It's dramatic. They sold 100 Ether recently for $336,000. When I said I'm not going to be mean here, I know that to the average person, $336,000 is an enormous amount of money. To the Ethereum Foundation, who's probably holding billions of dollars worth billions, of dollars worth of Ether, them selling $300,000 worth of Ether does nothing. It also does nothing to the price because Ethereum has incredible liquidity. So this is similar to, keep up with me, this is similar to last summer. People keep sending Vitalik Buterin meme coins. He says he doesn't want them. So what does Vitalik Buterin do? He swaps those meme coins that are ERC20 tokens, the Ethereum standard, and he swaps them into Ether, which is more liquid. And then he sells that money that he got and he donates it, or he puts it somewhere. There were multiple times, multiple events happening around the world. He was donating $500,000, $1 million, $250,000, and people got upset. Why are you selling your Ether? Because Vitalik be damned if he's trying to like actually help out humanity in any sort of way by donating money that was converted from other meme coins into Ether. But symbolically, people didn't want him to sell Ether. Sell the meme coins. They're not liquid. That's why he got rid of them. So, upon the selling of 100 Ether, now there are discussions and people are getting really riled up because it looks like there might be discussions and rumors that the Ethereum Foundation might start staking $1 billion worth of their ETH holdings to kind of prove to people that they're not going to get rid of them. I wish more people in crypto really did more research, understood numbers. I know that a lot of people here are new and also new to finance, and sometimes big numbers can be scary. This isn't me making a joke. If you hear $1.7 million moved, this was like years ago. We used to hear a lot of times somebody just sold $800,000 worth of Bitcoin. Really, you would see on a crypto exchange, it would make big news and the price would go down. Bitcoin's liquidity is so high, it should do nothing to the price, but it scares people because to them, $800,000 is a lot of money. So they assume they also have to liquidate their holdings, and those coins are once again scooped up by whales. So in this situation, every time that anyone in any coin does anything with their own money, people lose it. That's why the guy from Litecoin left the space. If you missed it years ago, every time he tweeted, if he was having a good day, the price would go up for Litecoin. If he was having a bad day, the price would go down. So he's like, guys, I'm leaving. Like, I'm going to leave the space. Good luck to everyone. And everyone was like, you're a sellout. And it's like, no, he can't even tweet without the price going in a certain direction. It's the same thing with Ripple. Why they had to lock up all their XRP, because people were spreading rumors that they were going to liquidate everything. Why the heck would they do that if they know that XRP is going to $20, to $25, to $70? You think they want to get rid of it when it's at 42 cents? It doesn't, there's no real logic for a lot of people. It's just like hyper, I think like fear and anxiety about the market that they don't really understand what's going on. Like it's here to stay. Crypto's being integrated into everything. We're going to have $1 million Bitcoin. Ethereum's going to $20,000 at some point. It's fine. Calm down. So now they're discussing locking up $1 billion of their ETH to kind of appease everyone. Because heaven forbid, should the Ethereum Foundation actually use some of their Ether in any sort of way. Anywho, that's all the staking news that we actually have for today. I think it's going to be major. If we get this like double-pronged kind of thing, if we hear that the ETFs, and I mean, this should happen. This isn't like a question mark in the sky kind of thing. As long as Gary Gensler is not there, and everything, you know, people have actually, as long as people are following the regulatory rules, it should be fine. The issue was that Gensler didn't care. He's a monster. So if this ends up going through, and then we also hear that the ETH Foundation is also going to be staking $1 billion worth of their Ether, I think we'll see 10,000 a lot quicker than people are actually thinking. Even crazier, the ETH ETF accumulation levels have been exceptionally good. That's why the last few weeks of the downtrend of prices for Ether, I think was just very clever manipulation, I think. Was very clever manipulation by the entire thing. The same like years ago. If you get people to not pay attention to something when you know it's going to be big. Anywho, yeah. I think big things are coming for Ether, but once again, not a psychic. I'm going off of the news. It makes a lot of sense. Let's see what happens. I don't know. Hope you've all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day. Morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever the heck you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for leaving a like, for watching the video, for leaving a comment, and for subscribing. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.